Himadri.
Sir.
Okay. So, Himadri, can you please give a brief introduction about yourself, your background, your location, your hobbies?
I have completed my 10th and 12th from Dhinkanal. Then I went to complete my graduation to NIT Rourkela. My hobbies are playing ukulele, doing mandala art. Uh, m- should I tell my strength and weakness?
No, not a problem. Okay. So, you are a graduate from NIT Rourkela Chemical Engineering. You can do better in engineering field. Why you want to join civil service?
So during my graduation days, I was very much involved in various voluntary activities. So that gave me an initial drive towards civil services. Secondly, civil service is such a multidisciplinary platform. You get to work in around 20 different sectors. So that will provide a much better edge for me in my career.
So you might have heard about the urban flooding. What is the cause of this and how we can avoid it or how can make it correct?
The urban flooding is majorly caused due to increasing concretization in urban regions that has hindered the flow of water. Also, most of the urban places are present in the flood-based present in the river basins, so that affects the natural flow of water. So that is the main cause of urban flooding and also the cloud burst. The measures that we can take are we can create sewer channels and the wetlands that are the natural lakes that are around the urban areas that needs to be restored to absorb the excess water.
Okay. What is ring of fire?
Ring of fire are the volcanic zones that are present in Pacific region, Atlantic region, and also some of them present in the Indian Ocean region. So they are the active margins where the oceanic plate convergence takes place, and mostly the earthquake and tsunami happens because of the oceanic continental plate collisions.
So where we can find the ring of fires?
In Atlantic Ocean, starting from Atlantic Ocean, it covers the Pacific Ocean and also somewhat in the Indian Ocean region.
Okay. Um, uh, Himadri, what is the difference between Gandhian ideology and Subhash Bose ideology?
Sir, Gandhian ideology is based on Swaraj, Sarvodaya. It is based on the trusteeship and ways justify the means. Whereas Gandhian ideology was also against the capitalist ideology. Gandhi preferred more rural employment, rural empowerment, whereas Subhas Bose he preferred a capitalist tendency. He wanted intrusion of technology into the society. He was also for women empowerment, and he was basically a kind of revolutionary who believed in radical changes.
Okay. Uh, Himadri, what is the cause of Sri Lankan economic crisis?
The major causes of Sri Lankan economic crisis is the growing debt that Sri Lanka has taken from IMF since 2008 and 2016. Then secondly is the Easter bombing and the COVID-19, which hampered its tourism sector. Then the populist policies like the organic plantation and also the debt trap policy of China and the tax cut that was introduced. So these are basically the reasons for the Sri Lankan crisis.
Okay, so Himadri, Gandhi versus Ambedkar, how they are different in their ideology?
So firstly, the caste issues, the casteism. Mahatma Gandhi, he was never he was never against the Varna system, He wanted the Varna system to exist, whereas he was against the untouchability. Whereas Ambedkar, he propagated for the annihilation of the caste system itself. He believed Hinduism is very much responsible for the exploitation of the downtrodden. The secondly is Gandhi wanted a stateless society, whereas Ambedkar, he was very much for the state, for the constitution. He was also for the democracy and parliament, specifically parliamentary democracy, in which the representation of all the representation will be maximum in a parliamentary democracy.
Okay, Himadri, you might have heard about the 104 Amendment Act. What is it?
The 104th Amendment Act was initiated to increase the timeline for SC and ST, the representation of SC and ST for another 10 years. And I'm not sure.
Previously, there is one community, Anglo-Indian community, we have like the representation in the Lok Sabha and State Legislative Assembly. So previously in Lok Sabha there are 2 members and Vidhan Sabha there is 1 member. So whether that is still exists or it is abolished?
No sir, it was abolished in 104th Amendment Act.
So that is the main aim of 104 Amendment Act. Remember it, okay? So next question, what is the difference between judicial activism and judicial overreach?
Judicial activism is a. Can I take a second?
Yeah, sure.
Judicial activism is mainly used by the judiciary to.
What is activist? If government is not doing something, they are proactively telling the government to do something. That is the activist mindset. Okay, so they are like for the human right protection, or they are came forward so much cognizance and they are acting like an activist. They are proactively came and pointed out the fault of the government. Okay, and judicial overreach means what?
When the judiciary enters into the legislative arena of the legislative and executive, they enter into the lawmaking processes of the legislature.
Himadri, NJSC, which is came in 99 Amendment Act. It is passed by special majority by both house of the Parliament and got the President approval. After that also it is rejected by the judiciary by stating that it is hamper the independence of judiciary, which is a basic structure. Do you think that it's a judicial overreach?
Yes sir, I think that it is a kind of judicial overreach where judiciary doesn't want the legislature to intrude into the arena of the judiciary. Judiciary is very much raising its voice for its independence, independent structure, and
okay. Himadri, what is the cause of Russia-Ukraine war?
The major cause of Russian-Ukraine war was the increasing presence of NATO in Ukrainian region. Also, Ukraine was previously was a part of Russia during the Soviet era, and around 8 million Russian people still reside in the eastern sector of Russia. And also, the one of the major reason is the Black Sea. The Black Sea, Russia wants the Black Sea as it is a one water port, as most of the ports remain frozen during the winter, which is inaccessible for Russia. So these are the major reasons.
So Himadri, pressure group. So is pressure group is good for government or bad? Good for society or bad for society? Pressure group.
Sir, I think pressure group is good for society as it acts as a linkage between the government and the citizens. It also fulfills the loopholes in the lawmaking policy of the government. It passes the interest of the public to the government in certain way, and it also helps in protecting the interest of the citizen by entering into the judiciary through the help of judiciary. So I think it is very much good for the society. However, it shouldn't breach its limit, I think.
Every time we are telling about alcohol is injurious to health, smoking is injurious to health, still government is not banning all these tobacco or alcohol products. Why? If they are so much concerned about the health, why they are not banning the alcohol or the like the smoking, cigarettes, tobacco?
Because government is getting substantial amount of revenue from alcohol and cigarettes. Although government has not banned all those products, but government has heavily regulated those products through use of GST. Around 18% of GST is being applied on cigarettes and tobaccos, and also labeling has been done. 75% in the tobacco in the cigarette packet. 75% of labeling is done so that it would create awareness among the society or the people.
Okay. Himadri, suppose you are this question actually asked to Devabad. Suppose you are at the Tahsildar of a particular block, okay, and your subordinate, maybe the head clerk or someone in your office, they are taking bribe in your name, and they are telling that madam cannot openly ask for money. Actually, madam asks me, so I am collecting the money on behalf of her. Okay, and you don't know, and you also don't know that you are actually not demand for the money. You don't know, and someone is taking bribe on your name. How will you handle the situation, and how will you react, or how will you handle the situation?
Sir, if the person will come to me, if the person will come to me with the case against my subordinate, then firstly I would inquire into the case whether it is right or wrong. If it is right, then substantial action will be taken against my colleague, and if it is wrong, then
what immediate action you can take?
Sir, I will abide by the rules that are being provided to me to what kind of action I can take against my subordinate. And
okay. Next question, suppose you are the Tahsildar of a, not Tahsildar, now this time you are the collector of Dhenkanal. Okay, so you are the collector of Dhenkanal, and one influential person, okay, who is a very good, means a politician who have connected with the third floor, maybe Pandian, okay, he is very close and allied of Pandian, and he asking you for the security. The collector, ma'am, I need security, you provide me security because law and order is in your hand. Okay, so what will do?
Sir, may I ask what kind of security?
Security why means, whenever he will go somewhere, the 2-3 police will go with him, and some security always, like wherever he will go, will provide security to them. Like a minister is going now, you will definitely get security. This person is not a minister, nothing. He need the security. He is telling that my life is in threat, and I need the security from the government. He approaches you and asks for the security.
So firstly, I will look into what kind of threat the person has. Then secondly, I will any kind of person, like for example Pandian sir. So he must be given some kind of security arrangements So if that person is not that influential, or he doesn't have much threat to his life, I don't think I will be able to. I don't think I will give him any kind of security.
Okay. Yeah. Uh, Himadri, next question is you similar type of situation based, like you are the block officer of BDO, and sudden road accident actually happened. And the person died. His relative actually blocked the road, and either side of the road, two up to 2 kilometers, everything, the vehicle is jammed because they have blocked the road, and they are demanding that unless until you catch the culprit and punish, we are not going to clear the road. How will you handle the situation?
So firstly, I will sympathize with the family. Then second, I will tell them, I will ensure them that the justice will take place. Thirdly, I will bring all the stakeholder to the table, and I will try to convince them what kind of uh, problems they are causing, and I will take the matter into my hand.
Okay. So you might have heard about the SEO summit which is recently concluded. So who are the member in SEO summit?
India, Pakistan, China, Russia. Currently, Iran was inducted. Then Uzbekistan, Tajikistan,
Okay.
Kyrgyzstan,
Okay.
and Uzbekistan.
Okay. Himadri, you are like an IT engineer, NIT, you are passed from NIT, you are a chemical engineer. How do you think that your chemical engineering will help you in the civil service journey?
Sir, my expertise in chemical engineering, it will help me in solving challenges like environmental challenges and economic challenges. For example, I have knowledge in paper industry, so I can use my knowledge to develop paper industries in forest-rich regions, which can provide employment to people, and it can also solve the poverty in those areas. And
Don't you think that, Himadri, if you are going for paper industry, it is going to hamper the environment? You are cutting the trees and you are making paper, and it is not going to hamper the like the carbon emission. It will be more, and it will affect the global temperature, also climate change.
Sir, firstly, paper industry, the raw materials that are used in paper industry includes bamboo and sugarcane. So, and bamboo needs very little time to grow. It grows very faster. So we can, if we are cutting the trees, then under the Camper Fund, we can grow the trees in some other places. And I think development, economic development, and environmental conservation should go hand in hand.
Okay. What is green economy?
Green economy, sir, I don't know the perfect answer, but I can
Just
try.
guess it.
The green economy is a kind of sustainable economy that is generated around the environment. I think it creates a balance between the economic generation and environmental conservation.
Okay. Next question I can ask you. Okay. You have geography optional, right? What is continental drift theory?
Continental drift theory was given by Alfred Wegener. According to Alfred Wegener, there was various assumptions. Alfred Wegener stated that there is a big landmass called Pangaea and a big water body called Panthalassa. And he also gave the concept of Sial and Sima. According to Wegener, he stated that the Sial floats and Sima, the Sial continent floats and the Sima water, and that has led to the creation of continent and oceans. And the interaction between the Sial and Sima resulted into the volcanoes, earthquakes, and various continental arrangements.
Okay. What is plate tectonic theory?
Plate tectonic theory is a development of continental drift theory. It included the seafloor spreading theory of Henry Hess and the convectional current theory. So it was a broad prospect. It explained everything that Alfred Wegener wasn't unable to explain.
What is the difference between wildlife sanctuary and national park?
Wildlife sanctuary and national park both are protected areas. In national park, it is the national wildlife sanctuary is constructed for specific animal species. It has no boundaries, and also it is very much protected, very much restricted. Human activities are very much restricted. Whereas in natural parks, the main aim is both conservation and regulated human activities.
So what is Cheetah project?
Currently,
recently one cheetah is introduced in which national park?
Unopalpur National Park in Madhya Pradesh.
From where we have taken this cheetah?
From Namibia.
Then you might have heard about the human-animal conflict. What are the steps taken to avoid human-animal conflict?
So various wildlife sanctuaries have been created for where the human intrusion is heavily restricted. Secondly, various corridors have been created, animal corridors. For safe passages of animals, and awareness among humans are being generated. Use of technology, for example, Project Siren for elephant, and various overpassages of crossovers. Sir, it is implemented in Dhenkanal in Kapilas Wildlife Sanctuary.
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
Yes, sir. So use of technology, for example, CCTV. These are also technology have been installed to reduce the human-animal conflict.
Himadri, in Hijab case, like in the Karnataka, where one girl actually disobeyed the order of the state government and wear the headscarf and practice the Muslim rules and regulation. Okay, so what is your thought in this hijab rule?
Sir, currently it is under Supreme Court, and Supreme Court is yet to decide whether hijab is a essential religious practice or not. As per my thought, I think there should be a balance between the freedom of expression and right to education. Nobody should be denied the right to education, and also the various religious entities. For example, the turban in Sikh, they are also those religious identities are also they are also given the freedom in the public arenas. So I think there should be a balance between both the freedom, and nobody should be expelled against education.
Very good. Himadri, you might have heard about the Gyanvapi Masjid case. So can you please tell something about that?
So initially the Gyanvapi Mosque and the Kashi Vishwanath Temple, it lied in the same arena. However, during Aurangzeb's era, he demolished the Kashi Vishwanath Temple and established the Gyanvapi Mosque over there. So the current conflict is about whether Gyanvapi Mosque should be taken to the court or not under the Place of Worship Act. And the Varanasi court has allowed the case to be taken to the court under Place of Worship Act.
Okay. So, what is freebies? How will differentiate freebies with welfare scheme?
So freebies are a kind of subsidies that are given free to the people. They're mostly populist policies However, some freebies are essential for the upliftment. For example, free education, free healthcare. So some are considered under welfare scheme, while others are considered as populist policies. For example, free fridge,
Hmm.
free TV.
Hmm.
So the court is yet to decide what is the difference between freebies and subsidies.
Okay. I'll ask some of the like rapid round question. Recently, okay, who is the president of Hockey India Federation?
Sorry, sir, I don't know.
Today he is appointed and from Odisha. He is the
Sorry, sir.
previously hockey captain of India. Any name, any guess? Dilip Tirki, remember?
Yes,
Okay, so today only appointed as the Hockey India president. Okay, then who got the Padma Bhushan from this year from Odisha?
Srimati Prativare.
Okay, who got Major Dhyanchand Khel Ratna award from Odisha this year? He also got the gold medal in Paralympic badminton.
No, sir.
You heard about Pramod Bhagat?
Pramod Bhagat. Yes, sir, I have heard about him.
You remember this name? This question asked to so many people. Okay, Pramod Bhagat, who got the gold medal in Paralympic from Odisha, also got the Padma Shri award this year. Okay, then Padma Shri award from Odisha, then Major Dhyanchand Khel Ratna award from Odisha. Okay. Do you know one IAS officer also got the medal in Paralympic? He is the DM of Noida.
Yes, sir, I know him, but I don't remember his name.
Suhas Yethiraj, remember his name. Okay. Why NIT is famous for?
NIT is famous for various things.
Okay. Can you please tell me the history of NIT and the noted alumni of NITs?
NIT was constituted in 1961. Earlier it was REC, but in 2003 it got its name as NIT Rourkela. And some of the prominent alumni are Akash Khurana, CP Gurnani. So those two.
Okay. So tell me, like why Dhenkanal is famous for? 3-4 things about Dhenkanal.
Firstly, the cultural places, that is Kapilas, Saptasajya and Joronda. Then it is famous for Lakshmi Puja, Dhenkanal Lakshmi Puja, which is held for 11 days. Then it is famous for Bora. Dhenkanal Bora is quite famous in Odisha.
Okay. HIMADRI, like you told about Joronda, okay. Do you know, like in Joronda, the famous Alek Mahima Dharma? Okay.
Yes.
So, can you tell about the Mahima Dharma concept?
Yes, sir. So the Mahima Dharma started during latter half of 19th century. It was Mahima Dharma was initiated by Goswami. So Mahima Goswami, sorry sir. It was started by Mahima Goswami. Initially, it was started against the Jagannath cult and the domination of Brahmanism in Odisha. The main proponent of Mahima Dharma is it was against idol worship. They preached love, happiness, and universal brotherhood, peace and harmony to be constituted in the society.
So will they worship any like statue or this thing?
No, sir. They don't worship anything. They're against idol worship.
So that temple is called as Sunya Mandir. Why it is called as Sunya Mandir? Sir,
I haven't been to the temple, but I think as there is no idol worship, that's why it is said as
okay. So I have visited that place. Actually, there is nothing in that temple. Okay, and Okay. Uh, then tell me some of the major challenges of Dhenkanal.
Yes. The major challenges include firstly the healthcare sector. There is no multi-speciality hospital in Dhenkanal, so people have to travel to Cuttack and Bhubaneswar for health checkup. Secondly, the education sector, although it is growing, but the quality of education still remains a challenge over here. Thirdly is the mining, as Dhenkanal is a mining region. The problem of sand mining and illegal mining has been a threat to Dhenkanal and also to the Brahmani river, which is polluted because of sand mining. Then fourth is the connectivity. The connectivity issues has been there since 4 to 5 years, as the major NH, that is NH 55, passes through it, and the infrastructure, the delay in the project has been there, so it is causing a major hindrance for the communication of the people.
Okay, so what is your biggest strength, Himadri?
So my biggest strength is I'm a very calm and composed person. I'm a good listener. Uh, people share their problems with me. I think in this chaotic world, nobody has time for anyone to listen to their problems. So I think that is the major strength that is with me.
Himadri, you have uh, mentioned mandal art is your like one of your hobby. How do you think that mandal art will be help you in once like the life? How it will be help you for the day-to-day activities or the personal development? How it will be help?
Sir, earlier mandala art is associated with Buddhism, so it was used as a meditative purpose in Buddhism. So it is quite famous in the Eastern religion. While doing mandala art, it will help me to remain calm and composed. It will help me to have a mindfulness, and there will be a spiritual growth, and it will also help me in channelizing my thoughts in a proper manner.
What is your biggest weakness?
My biggest weakness is I can't say no to people, so that sometimes keep me very much overburdened with work.
If someone is asking you for approval of the any certificate, you cannot say no.
No, yes, sir. But I have this weakness, but I am working on it, and I'm trying to prioritize my work in a proper manner. So if somebody comes to me for approval of certificate, I will see what priority it holds. Then I will see.
Okay, thank you, Himadri. Okay, that is all from my side. Okay.